Welcome to Learn This, the show that takes you to the front of the class. Today, we're grabbing a hammer and nailing down the ins and outs of Algonquin's construction program. Later, we'll be taking a look at one of the program's model homes, only on Learn This.
Hello everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Learn This. My name's Haley Albertson.
And I'm Mitchell Payton, and you're absolutely right. It's not just a very special episode, but a very final one at that.
That's right. And for our very last episode of Learn This, we're going to be tossing on the hard hats,
Strapping in our hammers.
and take a look at Algonquin College's renowned construction program.
Now, we have an eager student coming in for us today, Eli Ferguson.
First, I'll be sitting down with him for an interview, talking to him about the ins and the outs of the program.
That's right, and after that, I'll be taking a look at a model house built by the construction students.
That's right. That will all be coming up. But before I sit down with Eli, let's take a short trip into the heart of the construction program here at Algonquin. Let's take a look.
So our BCT students today are working on ice shacks. It's a new project we started this year. So they're kind of learning how to frame again. They did that in the first semester. So we're just kind of trying to reinforce how to frame a floor, how to frame walls. They're implying some building science. So building science is just how a building reacts to heat and cold and stuff like that. So condensation. So they're applying that in here as well. So we're seeing progression. They're doing better from the first semester. They're learning from their mistakes. You can see now that they're setting up scaffolds and they're working on their roofs on the buildings. It's coming fairly good.
Right now we're doing measuring out components to build our roof on our shed, and here we just have calculations as to how high our ridge pole needs to be for our roof.
What we're doing is we're putting the house wrap on to protect it from the water and the elements, and then we're going to chalk lines on the house wrap, and that's where our walls are going to get set up to.
The next step after that, we're going to be putting vinyl siding on. This semester, that's kind of what it's geared towards. We like to put vinyl siding, install windows and doors. So the first step is to get the frame up. After that, we move on to exterior finishes. And then from there, we do a little bit of roofing as well. So the first step is to frame, then we get on to finishes. And then in the third semester, we actually go inside these structures and we finish them. So they get a chance to insulate, vapor barrier, do drywall, hang a door, do flooring and stuff like that. So it's a progression. So it's a good project then for them to see start to finish how the structure goes together.
First year student, Eli Ferguson. Eli, thank you for being on the show today with us.
Thanks for having me.
So let's just get right into it. What first got you into this program or into construction in general?
Well, first off, I always liked learning with my hands, so I thought I'd come to Algonquin and take a look at one of the open houses, and I always liked shop class, and construction was always related to shop and building and like the more woodworking side of things.
So what made you choose Algonquin over any other school?
It's a nice facility, and when I talked to all the instructors, and they only had good things to say, so from there I just applied online, and
Awesome.
here I am.
So what different classes do you guys take in your program?
We have to do a math and English, building science, a theory version of our shop class, which is building structures, and then building structures lab, where we learn what we do in theory.
So is that all the hands-on stuff?
Yeah, that's the lab is.
Awesome. So out of those, which one is your favorite class?
My favorite is probably the lab part, like the building structures lab, where we get to build the ice shacks and all the bigger models like we did, like I'm going to show you.
Okay. So what's your favorite project that you've got to work on in class or outside of class?
I like the project we're doing now, the ice shacks. We're gonna sell them at the end to buyers on Kijiji, so we get to see our work.
So you guys get to keep the money, or does it go towards your program?
It goes towards our program. Yeah.
So have you experienced yourself any injuries? Because I know construction can be kind of dangerous, or have you witnessed any in class at all?
Not in class, just the odd scrape or cut, nothing major
Nothing
yet,
major. That's good.
hopefully.
So what do you hope to be doing after you end school? I know it's only a one-year program, so you're almost done, right?
Yeah, so it's a 1-year diploma, so by the time I'm done this, I'll have my first year of my apprenticeship done, and there's
Okay.
a three-year for carpentry, so then I only have 2 levels to go.
Awesome. So when you're done all that, like, what do you plan to do? Do you want to have your own construction company or work for someone specifically?
Yeah, that's definitely an option, good option from there, and then I can work for myself, be my own boss. Yeah, it's a good
Would be a good
situation.
plan.
Yeah.
So do you have any advice for anybody that's looking into this program or thinking about construction? Like, why do you think they should come here?
Yeah, definitely. If you're like a hands-on learner like myself, I definitely recommend it for anyone like that. And if they would just want to get their foot in the door for construction, it's a good start.
In your program, do you guys obviously learn about the building and the tools you have to use, but I know there's a lot of like laws that have to do with construction. So do you guys learn about those at all?
Yeah, we learn about the building codes and the building, like the laws of how a house should be built, so a potential buyer doesn't have to deal with problems in the future.
Okay. So unfortunately, that's all the time we have. We're not done just yet. When we come back, Mitchell and Eli are going to be taking a look at one of the construction program's home model. Now, earlier today, Mitchell went out to the student commons to see how the students if the students could name different screwdrivers. Let's see what they found.
I'm here in ACE building where we're going to see just how many people can correctly identify different types of screwdrivers commonly used by the students in the construction program. Let's take a look. So we got 3 screwdrivers here. Can you pick out the Robertson screwdriver?
Yes, that's this one right here.
All right.
Something.
Okay.
Phillips, something.
Okay.
I know all 3 of them.
All right. Give them to me.
Robertson,
All right.
Flathead, and Phillips.
All right.
Watched Handy Manny, and that's a Phillip.
One of them's a Phillips. That's the flathead. But like,
Phillips, Flathead, Robinson.
you nailed him.
It's Phillips, right?
That's the Phillips.
Flat?
That's a flathead. And you want to guess what the last one is?
I don't know,
Starts with-
apple.
And that's square. That's a square.
You got it. It's a square. You're good. It's not a square. One of them's a Robertson. One of them's a flathead. Do you want to guess which one's which?
Explanation then I'm going to say like this is the Robinson, Flathead, Phillips.
Nice. Can you pick out the Robertson?
Oh, easy. That is this one right here.
There you go. That's the Robertson. Of the remaining 2, can you tell me which one is the flathead?
Is it this one?
That's the one. The
Oh
head
my
is
God.
flat. Of the remaining 1, do you know which one is the Phillips?
It's probably that one.
You nailed it. All right, so after all that, I think it's clear to me and everyone that for some reason, everyone roaming around Algonquin seems to know their screwdrivers pretty well. So there's that. Back to us in the studio. All right, so that was pretty cool. Even cooler, though, I think we can all agree, is this awesome model home built by construction student Eli Ferguson. So, yeah, feel free to show me the ropes. Walk me through what we're looking at here. Like what is step 1 when it comes to building all of this?
Well, step 1 would be to look at the plans that are provided by our instructors.
Right.
So they'd be like a 10-page probably plan set, and you'd have all the details in the back, plan view, section view, elevations. What you need to start off with that.
Right. Okay. And I know you were talking to Haley earlier about stuff like AutoCAD.
Yeah.
Is that would you draft out something like this in AutoCAD, or are they provided via a different program or something?
Yeah, it'd all be drawn out by AutoCAD by the instructors.
Okay.
Yeah, so one of the instructors would draw it out, and then they would give us the plan set, and we'd go from there.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you have the plans. You laid out. You know what you need to do. What is step 1 when it comes to building this thing?
Step 1 would be to lay out the foundation. And the foundation, what we would use in the real world would be concrete or stone, like stone blocks.
Right.
But here we're using a wood, obviously, but we would pour the concrete. We'd set up the outsides of the concrete where it would get held in there, and then they'd pour it, and then we'd leave space for the window.
Right.
And then, yeah, that'd be the basement.
All right. And so that serves as the foundation for everything above ground. I
Yeah,
think.
that's what would be holding the house up, and
Okay.
Make sure it wouldn't collapse.
So then after you've got the foundation set, and that includes the basement, I guess.
Yep.
What comes after that? Do you start, I guess, is it floors after that?
Yeah, it would be the sill plate, and that's what these rim joists would sit on.
Okay.
So that would hold the floor system in place and
Okay.
make sure it doesn't move around on the structure.
All right, so let's slide it around here so we can take a
Alright.
look at the inside. All right. So once you have the rim joists in and the flooring's down, what follows after that?
What would follow? We would put the sheeting on the floor,
Okay.
which is 4 by 8 feet plywood,
Right.
and it would be tongue and groove, so it would lock in. It would lock in place in the joints.
Okay.
So, and it would be properly spaced out. And then we only have a few sheets on there for example purposes.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, and then that would be the floor system.
Okay.
So then from there we would put the house wrap
Mhm.
onto the floor, and then tack it down with some staples and maybe some tape, and then we would start building our walls from there.
Okay. And so when you start building the walls, do you are they built straight upright or are they built down in?
Yeah, what we would do, we build them on the sheeted surface, so
Mhm.
like the flooring part of the house, and then we'd get a few guys to stand the wall up, and we
Right.
would brace it.
Okay.
And then
How many people does it take to like get the wall up and brace at the same time?
yeah, depending on the size of the wall, it could take like anywhere from, if it's a long wall, 2 to 4 people kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so walls are up. What comes after that?
Next, we would sheet the walls. This gives it some strength, stability-wise, so it doesn't rock back and forth.
Right.
And then once we have that, we have all the windows cut out, and we would tie the walls together with a double top plate.
Okay.
So the short wall or the long wall, this would be the long wall. It would come into the, this one would be set up there and would, you'd overlap it with the top plate.
Right. Okay, and so that would lock them together.
Yeah, it would lock them together.
Right, so they're not falling into each other.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so then after that, I guess then you move on to the roof.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is an example of a trussed roof.
Okay.
Like, this is the most common for residential housing and just anything for like sheds or anything.
Right.
You could build rafters, but that would take a while, and this is more
Right.
structurally secure.
Okay, that makes sense. So this is all like really, really intricate. How much time goes into putting this together?
Anywhere from, it took us 5 to 7 weeks. We each built one of these and completed them. And yeah, it was like, I think it was 6 hours a week.
Wow, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
That is awesome. That's actually all the time that we've got today, unfortunately. But I do want to thank you. We all appreciate you coming in here and showing us this. This is great. And we will be sure to see you around.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unfortunately, that's all the time that we have for tonight.
So it would seem. And as our show comes to a close tonight, we'd like to give a thank you to you, the audience.
That's right. Thank you for sticking with us through every episode of Learn This. It's been quite an adventure.
Absolutely, it has been. We've made cupcakes.
We've made drinks.
We got a checkup from a nurse.
We got our hair done by a hairstylist.
Absolutely. We even got fit.
And we got lit.
Absolutely. But more than anything, we want to say thank you for sticking by us while we came together to
To learn
learn
this.
this.
I'm Haley Albertson.
And I'm Mitchell Payton. Good night, everyone.